Welcome. Good morning, guys. At least today I saw the opening video. So we don't have a mix up. Pete Cole here, yourfieldschoice.com, daily hit and run show. Welcome. Any new viewers? Check us out, yourfieldschoice.com, $25 a month. First 2 months, that includes all sports. Huge night last night for MLB across the sport, man. But we'll get into that in a second. But first of all, anybody please new, check us out. Comments. I am solo today, so let's make the show go by fast by throwing in some comments, throwing some questions. Question me if you don't believe in something I say or don't agree. Throw it out there. We can argue back and forth. That's cool. What else we got going on? Our discord.gg/yourfielderschoice. Eric on the other side of the glass, if you can please put that address in there. Looking at some of the winning lineups last night, most of our cash lines all hit. So, which has been that way for the last 2 weeks. Seems like every night. So a lot of GPP has been borderline. FanDuel, obviously I see is hitting every night, but there's FanDuel people. Tennis, I see tennis hit yesterday. Our tennis sheet is awesome. Lots of times this stuff is free in the rooms, but the tennis cheat sheet is by far the best. It's like 8 or 9 years old. We've been playing tennis forever. I'm going back to the Daily Fantasy Solutions days. So check that out. Lots of times the NASCAR stuff is free also. Eric, who's on here today, does the NASCAR, the trucks, Xfinity, so on. I don't think any other sports. Last time we had hockey last night, I guess, right? So hockey must have hit. I see some hockey scores. And so on. PrizePicks has been really well. I missed one, I think, on PrizePicks last night. Okay, but what a night last night for MLB. Crazy night, right? There was walk-offs. There's walk-offs everywhere. First of all, our condolences go to the Texas shooting victims and their families. And one night, Trevino, Texas native, walk-off home run for the Yankees last night. That was huge. Mookie Betts, multi-home run game, right? William Contreras walked off against the Phillies. San Francisco, Becraw walked off. That was a game where Jock had 3 homers, 8 ribbies, had a 7-run Mets rally. What a crazy day it was in MLB last night. So you need this. You need a lot of these home runs if you're going to hit a GPP last night. We had anybody injury news. Got Giancarlo Stanton going to go on MRI, undergo MRI with his calf. DJ LeMahieu's MRI and his left wrist was negative, which is good news for Yankee fans. Willie Adames took some ground balls yesterday, it looks like, so he may be back sooner than you think with the ankle sprain. A lot going on. Big, obviously last night they did not use the dead balls, so a lot of runs scored last night. Tonight is a little bit different. So what we're going to hit, it's a Wednesday, so it's a split slate. So I'm not going to hit all the games. What we're going to hit is the main slate, which is DraftKings, 5 games, 7:05 p.m. start. FanDuel, though, turns around 7 games. FanDuel is 7 games, 6:40 start. Yahoo goes back to the same start as DK at 7:05. So we're going to hit FanDuel, DK here. So we're going to go position by position. We'll put the FanDuel games in there also. Yeah, weather. We have weather. This actually may end up turning into a 4-game slate on DK possibly. So the Philadelphia Atlanta game, Kevin Roth, Rollers Grounders got this as an orange right now. That's not good. Storms in a general area. Looks like scattered light showers most of the game. He thinks they're going to play through it. But check this before game time. So we may end up going from 5 to 4. Any other spots? Cubs at Cincinnati. There are some scattered showers in the Boston White Sox game. Scattered storms pregame. So they look like they're good to go. We do got to pay attention to the Philadelphia Atlanta Braves game. Anything else? Any wind in these late games? The main games. Wind blowing out. Angels. That's pretty much it. Wind blowing out. Okay, so that's weather. Vegas. Going to the main slate. So it looks like we got a turbo at 12:35. I'm probably not messing with that. 3:45 though. We have a DK early 4 games, so that's probably playable. and then the 7:05 5 games. So talking Vegas on the 7:05 slate, we have top implied is going to be Houston going up against Quantrill, 5.1 implied runs. They opened at 4-7. Now they're 5-1. Top offense tonight looks like. Braves 4.9, Angels 4.9. Then beside that, White Sox 4.6. Looking, if you want to turn that around to the FanDuel at 640, adding the 2 games, we still have the Astros top implied, Astros and Braves. So nothing really different on that end. Now let's go to the money line. Top money line right now is going to be the Rays. That's FanDuel minus 200. Houston, Christian Javier minus 200. So 2 teams at 200. Houston and Tampa. Tampa is at the Trop here in Tampa this week. Then we got the Angels minus 180. Reed Detmer's going there. White Sox minus 175. That's a Giolito game. And then Yankees 167 with the kid pitching his first major league start, Spears. Which we'll get into that in a couple minutes. All right, so that's Vegas. Weird slate, but we play with the hand that they give us. Eric says these 300 home run calls. Who'd you have last night? I can't remember. I can't remember who I had now. I don't think I got mine, but we'll give you our home run calls again at the end of the slate. All right, let's get into pitching. This will probably go pretty quick. We'll throw DK and FanDuel together on this. What I'm thinking right now is Javier Giolito probably gonna be the top 2 arms with the Spears kid. Sears. I think Sears is actually going to come in a lot higher owned than people think. So let's get Giolito out of the way. Giolito's kind of is actually scaring me right now, mainly because of he's facing the Red Sox. Facing the Red Sox, the hottest team actually in baseball. So the main reason that he is going to be high owned is he's probably the best pitcher, overall pitcher on the slate. He's got the highest ceiling. Like I said, it's Devers' story. These guys are on fire. He's a fly ball pitcher, but he does come in with 11K per 9. And I said like a minus 170 favorite. He's going to be popular. I'm not in love with the play. But in Fenway, but the wind is blowing in. It's in Fenway, right? No, it's in Chicago. I'm sorry, it's in Chicago. So wind blowing in Chicago. He's going to be SP1. It's going to be popular. SP2, looking at Javier, I kind of like the Javier play. He's running some bad luck this season too. So he's pitching actually a lot better than people think. 287 ERA, 1.02 whip, even better at home. You get Javier at home, which he is tonight against Cleveland, 0.50 ERA. One of the best in majors, 0.72 whip, 11K per 9, and coming off his best start of the year, actually. Through 6 innings, 91 pitchers, struck out 9, 1 earned run against Texas. So they're looking right now, ownership top 2. I may actually move, in single entries, whatever, move away from Giolito. Charlie Morton's pitching better. You're getting Morton. He's actually turned a corner now after that bad April. His April was horrible. But now, let me see, 2.20 ERA, 0.98 whip, 19.5 K to walk ratio his last 3 starts. Gets the wind blowing in tonight. The Phillies lineup is striking out 22% against right-handed bats. So the Phillies lineup can hurt you, though. But I do like Charlie Morton tonight. Everybody knows I'm a Morton guy. Best curveball in baseball. So as we get closer to lock, I may end up going like a Morton Javier. I don't know. I just feel like the Red Sox are so hot right now. But Giolito does have the most electric stuff on the night. Now, you want to be different, and I think the kid is actually stretched out, is the kid for the Yankees, JP Sears. And he has had a really, really good year in AAA. And he's dominating. Last start was against the Red Sox AAA affiliate. I think it was Friday. He pitched like 4 innings, no hits, 1 earned, 7 Ks, 1 walk. So I got it right here. Now his ERA is now 0.83, 21 innings. And look, his advanced metrics even validate it all with a 1.12 FIP, which is elite, 38.5% strikeout rate, and his walk rate is 2.6, which is minuscule. So that means his K to walk is 35.9%. Now, once again, this is AAA, but Orioles are close to AAA team. What's that mean? I mean, that means he's a potential number 4 pitcher. The kid's got a heater. He throws like 93. When he was throwing relief, he was dialing up like 94, 95. And his thing is he's got a slider that misses bats big time against righties. And he's got a changeup. I know he's still developing. So I have a lot of interest in JP Sears. As you get building lineups, I'm not sure if you're going to need that value, but if you need the value, I have no problem going Sears at 5,500 with a Giolito, Morton, and Chris Javier. Anybody else am I looking at? On FanDuel, Drew Rasmussen. If you're running FanDuel, he's allowed 1 or fewer each of his last 5. 2.33 ERA, 0.91 whip. Facing the Marlins, striking out 23.4% of the time in a pitcher's park to Trop. Okay, so that's your FanDuel play. I'm not messing with Castillo today. Even I do like Castillo, but probably just Rasmussen on that end. So honestly, I'm only looking at Giolito, Javier, JP Sears, some Morton, and you want to get a little bit different, maybe like a Ranger Suarez. He's actually pitching better. Last 5 starts, 3.79 ERA. And what's really like about Ranger Suarez is his ground ball rate. In that same span, 5 starts, 48.1% ground ball rate. The Braves will strike out. So 28.6 against lefties. I think that's probably the highest on the board tonight. So, but they strike out a lot, but then with a 330 WOBA, 36% hard rate around that, it's tough. So, boom bust, definitely Ranger Suarez. You don't play him in cash. You want to be different, maybe a little Ranger Suarez and some cash. That's what I'm looking at. So right now it's probably right now you're looking at Giolito with Javier, throwing some Spears, throwing some Charlie Morton. So I think Morton's back. That curveball is rolling right now. That's pitching. Got to gain slate. It's gonna be quick. Moving on to catching right now. Catching is kind of up and down. GPP, throw Christian Vasquez out there. He's going up against Giolito's GPP only, but he's hitting 450 his last 7 days. Coming off a 3-hit game last night, home run. But said you want a minimum price catcher. He's really cheap. Run him out there in GPPs. Wilson Contreras on FanDuel. This is one of them rare slates you can maybe use Wilson Contreras because he's 7 for 15 lifetime against Luis Castillo. And he hits on the reverse split. Going back to DK, your top playing DK at catcher tonight is going to be Mitch Garver. Mitch Garver is probably getting popular. That's going to be the problem, though. Mitch Garver crushes lefties, cheap, only 3.3. He's going against Reed Detmers. The Angels are going to be very careful with Detmers now, the lefty. But let me see, 310 ISO, 389 WOBA, 259 batting average. Garver, and since he came off the IL, he's 5 for 18 over 5 games. So Garver is my top play at catcher here. 3,300 on DK. Now, GPP, if Yasmani Grandal was actually hitting the ball, he would be the top play because he crushes lefties in his career. 262 ISO, 411 WOBA. You can't beat that. That's close to elite. But he's only hitting 170 on the season, 2 homers on the season. And he's not showing any signs right now of even breaking out of it. He hasn't had a double-digit game since May 16th. And before that, it was May 8th. He's just not doing anything. He's in a terrible slump. Should be batting 5th tonight against Rich Hill, though. If you want to get right game, this would be it against Rich Hill. And honestly, that's really it. William Contreras possibly in play. Had this at the walk-off home run last night. He's got some numbers. And that's all I'm looking at, man, tonight for catcher. And I don't mess with catcher too much. Look for value when lineups come out. And then we just move on. First base. Ohtani, of course, is your top first baseman. He's not hitting like last year right now, but he will come around. He's your overall pay-up play, 266 ISO on this split. He gets the platoon. He's a righty. I'm probably going back to the well with Jared Walsh. I always play Walsh against. I always play Jared Walsh against righties. And why do anything different tonight? Great night last night. He should have had 2 home runs last night. He had one. 265 ISO, 393 WOBA, 294 batting average. Let me see now. He is now 4 for 15 over his last 4 games. 3 homers, 4 ribbies. I said platoon advantage. Jared Walsh, great play tonight. Only 3,800 DK. Great play. Probably my top play. Maybe my top play of the slate. Jose Abreu, 4,300. Cheap also. And Abreu is actually showing signs of breaking out now, finally. Hit a second home run in 4 games last night. He's now hitting 346 last 7. 5 extra base hits. And those platoon splits are near elite. 283 ISO, 412 WOBA. So if you don't want to go Walsh, Jose Abreu sitting right there at 4,300 against Rich Hill. Both of them great spots. On FanDuel and Joey Votto. Votto's finally came off COVID, came off the IL, is finally starting to hit now. And he's hitting every game but one since he came back. And he gets Castillo, where he is, no, he's not. Who's Joey Votto going against? He's got a BVP. I know it's not Castillo, but Castillo's his pitcher. Chad Kuhl. I'm sorry, Chad Kuhl. He's 7 for 18 lifetime. So, no, it's not. Wow, I got wrong numbers up here. I apologize. Hold on. I know Votto's got a BVP. Who's Votto facing tonight? Kyle Hendricks. I'm going from Castillo to Chad Kuhl to Kyle Hendricks. Kyle Hendricks is a gas can. When he's off, Kyle Moran's got a G. No, he doesn't. It's Joey Votto. I'm sorry. 6 for 13, 361 batting average, 4 bombs. A couple of them might have been last year during a hot streak, but Votto on FanDuel. I'm sorry. Kyle Hendricks, not Chad Kuhl. I don't even know why I came up with Chad Kuhl. And anybody else at first base we like to be different. On Mavs, my kid Nevins went down, got dropped when Mountcastle came back for Baltimore. He's back in the minors. So he can't play Nevin, obviously. Andrew Vaughn, maybe, but he's the same price as Abreu. Rizzo's good spot against Outer Wells. Lefty righty. 218 ISO, 363 WOBA. So yes, definitely Rizzo. And I'm probably not going anywhere cheaper tonight. I'm probably sticking right with my man Jared Walsh. Walsh, Abreu, Rizzo, or you want to get crazy, go to Ohtani. Ohtani's in a really good spot. That's first base. I mean, you can go Mountcastle, I guess, against the kid Sears. Ryan Mountcastle is only 2-4, but there's reasons for that too. I mean, he had a good game against Tampa there a few days ago, but beside that, though, he's hitting like 240 over the last week. Okay, that's moving on to second base. It's weird to split. I got all these names to go through. Nobody really in a great spot we're looking at for BVPs or anything like that. So I got two plays I'm looking at second base. First, Jose Altuve. Altuve's on fire. He's hitting 4 home runs over the last week. 400, 2 homers, 350 across the last 30 days. He had a hell of a season. Now he gets Quantrill. He hits a reverse split just fine. 219 ISO, 362 WOBA. Top pay up. But I'm probably dropping down to Albies. You play Albies against lefties. Even though Suarez is a ground ball pitcher. But Albies crushes lefties. Gets Suarez, 249 ISO, 401 WOBA. They're power numbers. 334 batting average. These are all elite power numbers on a split. And he's hitting 400 last week. Albies is the top point per dollar play at second base. He's down to 4,700 on DK. You want to get a little bit different. Marcus Semien is finally starting to hit a little bit. I mean, he hit 157 in April. He's now hitting 290 over the last week. Sub 4K now. Gets the ready lefty advantage over Detmers. You can play him. That's probably it. I'm going Albies or I'm going Altuve, and I'm not probably going anywhere else at second base. You want to be different. Let's take a look. There's nobody here. Rogo Dor maybe. Leroy Garcia if he gets a decent spot in the lineup. Gleiber. Gleiber probably shot his low last night. He's 4-3. DJ should be back, but he's 5-3. And then a Story against Giolito. A Story is on fire, but once again, Giolito's have the top arm of the slate. So to me, Altuve or Alves, and I'm moving on. Glaber's cheap, but I just feel like he blew his load last night. Third base. I mean, we're going to be done this show in 10 minutes. Third base, we got anybody that's no great BBPs, so don't worry about that. Let's get right to the big bats. You got J-Ram. Another bomb last night. Going to catch him under own now because he's facing Javier. Is going to be popular. 3 bombs his last 4 games. Over the last 7 days, he's got 644 ISO, 582 WOBA. Get him while he's on fire. If you're not playing Javier, especially GVPs, you get J-Ram. Anthony Rendon, great spot. So if you're using Javier, you can go to Rendon. He's the high dollar pivot from J-Ram. He had a maintenance day yesterday off. Should be back tonight. Last 10 games, Rendon, here's a slash, 361, 425, 556, last 10 games. Don't worry about righty versus righty matchup because he can hit it. 201 ISO, 380 WOBA. 290, like a 290 batting average. So Rendon can hit the reverse split. He's probably your top third baseman on the slate. If you're not using J-Ram. Devers going up against Giolito. Great GBP plays, both of them. So go to Rendon. You got Bregman there also. Anybody else? We got Yohan Moncada's down to 3,900. So he may get some popularity, even though he's just not hitting. I mean, he hasn't hit in a while. I got a cheapie here. If I'm going really cheap, only one I really see down here is like a Charlie Culberson type guy is minimum priced. He can get you a hit, he'll get you a knock here and there. He's no ceiling, but if you need something minimum, a guy like that. Not Brad Miller's facing a lefty. Ibanez possibly. Andy Ibanez, he's 3,100. Not messing there. Maybe like a Ramon Urias for Baltimore, but he gets the kid Sears. I guess the righty versus lefty matchup. You can also use Urias at shortstop too. All right, so third base we're looking at Anthony Rendon is probably your play, and then J-Ram, Devers, and those guys, GPP, or like an Alex Bregman. Shortstop at 1,000% Timmy Anderson against a lefty. Timmy Anderson's on fire right now too. He'll be 100% of my lineups, especially when you face a mediocre lefty. Okay, he last week 600 batting average with 624 WOBA. Now you look at his splits over his last 150 games. Timmy Anderson 373 average, 411 WOBA, 157.7 WRC plus. His ISO is never big. Against lefties, don't overthink it. Just play Timmy Anderson. I don't care if people are saying that Corey Seager is going to be higher owned. Seager's facing a lefty. I'd rather play Seager against a righty, even though he does hit lefties. Timmy Anderson, 1,000%. You want to be, and then if not, I would probably play Jeremy Pena probably over Seager. I'm a Seager guy, but I'm not playing Seager against Detmer's lefty. I don't mind Jeremy Pena. Pena's hitting, I mean, look at these numbers. Last week, 350. Last month, hitting 310. 4 homers, 16 ribbies. On the season, 290. 7 homers, 22 RBIs. He's getting better as the whole season goes on. So Pena's in play. And these other guys, Jimenez really isn't hitting. I always mention Velazquez, IKF. No, Marwin just doesn't hit anymore for the Yankees. Maybe Mateo, possibly. Jorge Mateo may be a play, but Mateo just isn't hitting now. I don't like him. So it's all Timmy Anderson. So I'm not even going to bring up any cheap guys. Timmy A or Jeremy Pena. I didn't see if there's any BBPs, and there really isn't. No, Mr. Gregorius is out. So, okay. Well, here we are to the outfield already. I'm sorry if I've missed any FanDuel. I don't think I have. Only one I might have missed is Jazz, but he's going up against Rasmussen. I'm not messing with that. Okay, outfield. So, once again, we have the stars in the outfield that we all like. You got Ohtani, Judge, Trout, Acuna, all those guys. Jordan going up against a righty you play. How do we break this down, though? It's going to be tough to figure out, your one or two big studs you want. Probably out of all of them, to me, Trout is probably the best overall play. It's $500 more than Ohtani, though, so you can play either of them. But Trout's great play. Judge had an 0 for last night. Probably won't go 0 for again. So Judge is in play. It'll be 6,200. Out of all of them guys, it's probably Jordan Alvarez against the righty. 306 ISO, 412 WOBA. You play Alvarez against lefties too, though he crushes righties. So over his last year, 305 ISO, 397 WOBA, 27 home runs against righties. Boom. Alvarez is probably my top play there. AJ Pollock at 3,200 is going to be a great spot. Probably going to be popular. Did you put up? So yeah, Pollock's going to catch ownership because he's so cheap against Rich Hill. Schwarber against Morton. JD's in a good spot against Giolito with GBPs. Great GBP is JD, Devers, Bogarts. Maybe a little Kiki. Kyle Tucker, 4,900s in play. I think he lost one last night, right? Now let's go down to cheap. Who's our favorite cheap guys before a lineup? It's still early yet. Our cheap guys are going to be maybe Florial for the Yankees. He's only 2,100. I mentioned Pollock's probably your top value. Adam Engel, maybe. He's 2.5. Maybe Adam Engel, if he gets a start. Now that Eli White's 3K, I'm not playing Eli White. So Fran Mill is below 3K now, but I'm not messing with him. Calhoun's facing a lefty. Maybe Austin Hayes against Sears. Hayes is a righty. It's going to be, so Pollock's going to be the play. This is a weird slate. It's especially if it turns into a 4-gamer. I don't like it. But like I said, you got to deal with the cards you were handed. And so you're probably going to, if you can get to like a Alvarez and then throw a Pollock in there, then maybe you can go like mid-range or maybe like a Kyle Tucker or something like that. Uncle Mike Brantley, he's only 3,800 now. He gets a righty. Quantrill. That's really it. There's nothing as we get closer. In Discord, we'll have the top plays will have some better values, but there's really nothing huge like we usually do on these bigger slates. Small slate tonight. All right, so that's pretty much it. This was a quick one. So kind of going through overall, probably your top overall play on this slate tonight is probably Mikey Trout against Otto. Probably Trout, Yordong, Abreu, Jared Walsh. I like Walsh again. He's probably my top play. Ozzie Albies, and Timmy Anderson. Timmy Anderson is my home run call, definitely. Okay, so stacks. Who are my favorite stacks? I mean, this is probably a slate you want to probably try to get different somewhere. I'm seeing a lot of chalk here popping up. So probably Angels are probably my favorite stack. Yeah, with Walsh, Ohtani, Trout. Yankees gonna be popular. So we're gonna attack Otto. And I think they're gonna be lower owned. If they're not, then probably like the Houston against Quantrill. But I'm all about the Angels. I'm all about Jared Walsh. Timmy Anderson, my home run call against lefty. Eric just put up AJ Pollock's call. Pollock's gonna be popular at that 3.2 price. Unless something may pop up later on though today. We got to pay attention to his weather. Okay, so instead it may turn to a 4-gamer on DK. FanDuel is better off 2 more games starting at 640. Okay, no more questions. This was a quick one. It's nice in and out of here. I'm back Friday morning for the normal big slate Friday. Thursday is always a split slate, not worth the time. Friday, if not, thanks guys. Appreciate it. Good luck to everybody, and we're out of here.